In the previous class, we have started with Airy's theory. We have seen first case, that is when the plane of rupture crosses the horizontal surface. Today we'll see the second case when the plane of rupture crosses the opposite vertical wall. The plane of rupture cuts opposite vertical wall. Okay. So for this, consider now let the plane of rupture cuts the opposite vertical wall. This angle is theta. Okay, and this is the plane of rupture. This is the horizontal top surface. And this is your opposite wall. Now here, let us say this is A, B, C and D, and let this plane of rupture cuts the opposite vertical wall at E. Okay. So the portion of the wedge will be So let us assume that this wedge uh, is in equilibrium. So and let the weight of this wedge be W. Okay, and same as earlier, let this be the normal reaction offered by the wall, that is pH, and the coefficient and the friction between the wall and the material be equal to the coefficient of the friction between the walls and the material, that is mu dash times this pH normal reaction. Same, we have a normal reaction R let R be the normal reaction, normal to the plane of rupture, and mu and this mu times R be the friction between the interface of mu into R, and let the diameter of the silo be D, and the height of this this be H. Okay, now from geometry, uh, the portion ED will be equal to see tan theta will be opposite upon adjacent, so it will be ED upon AD, so it will be ED will be equals to AD tan theta. Okay, now what is AD? AD is B, so it will be B tan theta. Okay, mark this as number 1. Now consider equilibrium of wedge A, B, C, E. Okay, consider the equilibrium of wedge A, B, C, E. So the weight of the wedge A, B, C, E, that will be equal to W will be equal to the area under this hatched portion, that is the area of this wedge times the unit weight of the material. So area of this wedge will be equal to area of the wedge A, B, C, E multiplied by gamma. So now what is the area of this? It is the area of the whole rectangle minus the area of this triangle. That will give you the area of this wedge portion. So the area of this rectangle will be B into H. B into H is the area of this rectangle minus the area of this triangle. So 1/2 base into ED. ED is B tan theta. So it will be 1/2 base is B into B tan theta. Into gamma. So that will be BH minus 1/2 B square tan theta into gamma. Okay, because this is W. Mark this as number 2. Or you can take B by 2 as common as well. So it will be B gamma by 2 into 2H minus B tan theta. Now from earlier case 1, if we see equation number 5, from equation 5 in case 1, we have an expression. We can derive the expression in the same manner as we derived for equation 5 in case 1, that is this pH is equals to W tan theta minus mu upon mu plus mu dash times tan theta plus 1 minus mu times mu dash. Okay, so using the same steps we can derive same expression here also, pH, but now this time the value of W will be different because now we have a wedge A, B, C, D, E. So we have pH pH is equals to W times tan theta minus mu divided by mu plus mu dash times tan theta plus 1 minus mu dash. Okay, now we can substitute the value of W. Substituting W, that is equal to B gamma by 2 into 2h minus B tan theta so your pH will now be equal to gamma B by 2 into 2h minus B tan theta into tan theta minus mu whole divided by mu plus mu dash tan theta plus 1 minus mu times mu dash. Okay, mark this as number 3. Now, as earlier, differentiating this pH with respect to theta will get the total horizontal force pH, okay, per unit length. So differentiating pH with respect to theta and equating to 0, so that is for maximum value we are differentiating dpH with respect to d theta and equating to 0. Okay, so this by solving the quadratic equation we'll get the value of tan theta as earlier. So now in this case the tan theta will be minus 1 minus mu times mu dash divided by mu plus mu dash plus 1 plus mu upon mu plus mu dash this whole multiply by 1 minus mu times mu dash plus 24 by b mu plus mu dash. Okay, mark this as number 4. Now, substituting the value of this tan theta in equation number 3, we substitute the value of tan theta in equation number 3 and then differentiate this pH with respect to H, will get the horizontal pressure. Okay. Substituting tan theta in equation number 3 and then differentiating dpH with respect to dH, will get the we get and then dpH by dH, we get pH, that is the horizontal pressure, intent pressure. So this will be equal to gamma b into tan theta minus mu divided by 1 minus mu dash plus mu dash tan theta. Mark this as equation number 6. Equation number 5. So this equation number 6 gives you the horizontal pressure, horizontal horizontal pressure intensity. Okay, so we can find the total lateral pressure, total lateral pressure will be equal to the perimeter, that is pi, into the diameter, that is b, into this pressure intensity pH. Okay, note that this pH is the total horizontal pressure per unit length, and this is the pressure intensity. So the total vertical load carried by the wall, load carried by wall due to friction, that will be equal to pi times d, that is the diameter, pi times b times pH. This is the total lateral pressure, and multiply this with the coefficient of friction between the wall and the material, that is mu dash. Then for conical hopper bottom, the surcharge pressure will be equal to the total vertical load, that will be pi times diameter square by 4 into gamma into h, the height of the silo, minus pi times diameter times pH times mu dash. Okay, so this is the load carried by the wall, and this is the total vertical load, whole divided by pi, area of the silo, that is pi by 4 into d square. So this is the total surcharge pressure for which the conical hopper bottom should be designed, where h is the depth from top of the silo. Okay, so this was about case 2. If you have any doubt in this, we can discuss now. Next, we'll take an example of how to design a silo. The example is a silo with internal diameter 5.5 meter, height of cylindrical portion 18 meter, and central opening at the bottom of the bottom hopper with 0.5 meter is to be built. Is to be built to store wheat. Design the silo using M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. Okay, we'll discuss this example in the next class, as there is an issue with uh, this software. We stop here and we'll continue this example in the next class. If you have any doubt, we can discuss now. Any doubt in this?